What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be covering my nighttime photography tips for 2020 and beyond. Alright, so this video was inspired by one of my favorite YouTubers, North Borders, and last week I was on my way to the bar and I decided I was going to take a picture of my car in an attempt to get something similar to what North Borders does. Only problem is that as soon as I found a location, it was starting to rain, and let's just say taking pictures by yourself is the shit ain't easy. It's just keep it that way. The shit just ain't easy. Had to get my tripod set up, running back and forth. Cars were coming, and I almost got my camera ran over, which would have been bad. Anyways, back to the video. So here I got the screen up. I'm gonna be using these two pictures right here. This one and that one. I believe it was that one. Whatever, we're gonna use this one. I don't know if it was the same one, but we're gonna use that one. Alright, so first things first, you want to jump into Photoshop, drag both pictures into Photoshop. Alright, once we get that set up, got both pictures here. That's not what I wanted. Alright, go ahead and do it like this. No. Fuck. Alright, there we go. So tip number one to my night photography tips in 2020 and beyond, you're gonna need a tripod or something to put on your camera. My tripod is falling apart, so anything will do. My leg comes out every time whatever. That's tip number one, which ties in to tip number two. Tip number two is you got to get your camera ready or the settings ready for long exposure. What I mean by long exposure is your camera's lens is going to be open for a period of time to allow enough light in to capture the whole shot, which is why you're going to need a tripod, because if you don't have a tripod, the picture's going to be all shaky, like this one. I'll put it up on the screen because I was trying to do it handheld and my arms, shaking like that. For this particular picture that you see here, this is the long exposure one. It was actually very dark on that street. It was super dark. So I was able to get enough light in. Shout out Sony. It's not sponsored, but the Sony A7 III does a pretty good job with low light photos. So this particular photo was 100 ISO. F-stop at 2.8. The shutter speed was 1.6. So those are the settings for this. There's not really any universal settings where you can go out and just put these exact settings. It's gonna be different for every location. There's more light, there's less light. If you're using external light to kind of help, there's that too. So there's a bunch of moving parts, but tip number two is settings. Tip number three is controlling your camera remotely. So I set my camera up on the tripod and I pushed the button, but for some reason I kept shaking the shit out of the whole damn camera, so the photo still ended up shaky. So I just connected it remotely with my phone and push the button and bam, snaps the picture, stays steady, and it comes out looking like this picture right here. Which is a pretty good picture. I mean, with an edit, it would look pretty cool. So moving on to the editing portion, I'm not gonna go into too heavy into the edit. If you guys are interested on how to edit, combine both pictures, I'll throw another video up and or just let me know in the comments below if that's what you want to see. So basically, all I did was I took these two pictures right here. I placed this one in here. However, I did it pretty sloppy, so this final product that you guys see, it was pretty sloppy. I did it in probably 15 minutes, or less probably, I would say. So you're just gonna lighten up the picture, and then if you Command T on a Mac, you can move the image to however you want it. If you hold Shift, it keeps the size of the picture so it doesn't mess up the size of the car or anything. and then you can just adjust it to however you want it to get it lined up. And then once you got it lined up, obviously this isn't lined up, you know, you get it lined up, export it, and then you throw it into Lightroom. Unless you like editing in Photoshop, then that's, you know, kind of up to you. So once you get it in the Lightroom, this is how it was after I got it exported from Photoshop and then put it in a Lightroom. As you can see, I used the, you know, I was able to line up the lights correctly. I mean, they're pretty lined up for the most part. It was dark out, so I mean, like I said, I was doing this really quick. Then, you know, you just do your edit. You know, get your editing, whatever you got, LUTs, you got presets, whatever you want to throw on there. And then that was the final product right there, which is, you know, I think it came out pretty cool. I was happy with it. It's no North Borders, but nevertheless, getting out to shoot, you know, night photography, and it's tough if you're doing it handheld, but you know, if you got a tripod, you'll be able to get some stuff like this. Was able to get some of the rain in there, which is kind of cool. You know, did like a kind of like a simple edit, took really quick. I didn't know where I was going with this. I don't even think I'm gonna end up posting it. You might see it on my story. Follow me at DaveLuna2 on Instagram if you guys want to check out more pictures. I think I'm gonna be doing some more shots like this in the future. I really like doing portraits, but I need to kind of switch it up this year, and maybe I'll start getting into like stuff like this. Those are my night photography tips for 2020 and beyond. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I need to upgrade my tripod, but let me know in the comments below which tripod you have or which one I should get. And as always, I will see you on the next video. Peace.